Well, welcome to phase 11 of the PrescriptFit Medical Nutrition Therapy program. I'm Dr. Stanford Owen, and hopefully you're sitting there with your counselor at your physician's office, and hopefully by this time you're seeing medications and illness disappearing, and now you're really starting to have some fun with food. And this is the part of the diet strategy that I really am glad we introduced and have patients embrace this. First of all, fill out your medical nutrition therapy follow-up form, including all your basic information, your height and your weight and your waist size, the diet strategy that you're following. This would be PrescriptFit phase 11. Medications, if there have been any further changes in medications, especially deletions, leave them off. Exercise that you are doing or planning to do, such as walking, jogging, swimming. Family trust. Are you still discussing this with your spouse, your kids, your family? Your friends are probably really starting to ask a lot of questions, and work colleagues as well. We have something in medicine that we call see one, do one, teach one. Start talking about the strategy with them and how it's working for you and how easy it is and how splurging is incorporated as a normal behavior. The more people you have with you and the less people you have against you, the easier the strategies become. Environmental cleanup, again at home, possibly at work, getting sugary drinks out of your life, removing them from the house. Diet drinks you can drink all you want. And pork, beef, dairy, and starches, again, try and keep them out of your environment. Now, this is going to be, we're adding alcohol back into your life. And you're probably thinking, well, it's about time. So beer, wine, spirits, put the frequency will be twice a week here if that's what you choose to do. And remember, you're now splurging in phase 11, so you also have splurges with 10, which is beef, and 9, which is pork. So you may have a steak and a nice glass of wine, or a steak and a mixed drink, or a what we call a highball. That's perfectly fine. It's all you can eat, so really enjoy that. All you can drink, just use common sense. Symptoms. Notice if any of your symptoms recur when you add the pork, the beef, and the alcohol back into your life. Especially things like heartburn, joint pain, insomnia, depression. Notice if they're having a negative impact on your mood. They might, and it might even only after 1 or 2 meals, so keep that in mind. Also, keep closer eye on your measures, especially your blood sugar if you're diabetic, or your blood pressure if you have hypertension. Ask your spouse if you're now snoring all of a sudden after these splurge meals. You may notice that even one splurge meal can cause snoring and disruption of sleep. Your plan of action for this week, you'll be in PrescriptFit phase 11, environmental cleanup, or what else do you have to do to get the pork, the beef, the dairy, and the starches out of the house? Exercise, how many minutes a day are you planning? And family trust, any more work to do with your spouse, your kids, your parents, your friends, or your work colleagues. Any new medications that may be added? Now, some of you may have trouble, especially when you start splurging, with food addiction. You may have done fine in the first 8 phases, and now you're adding the really scrumptious, high carb, high starch foods back into your life, and you may find that once you start, you can't stop. That, in my opinion, is food addiction. And that sometimes may require medication. I strongly suggest you go to my book, read the section on medications, discuss this with your healthcare provider. If they have any questions, you can email me directly if you're a member in our support program, and you can also have your provider email me directly. Next phase is going to be phase 12. We're adding dairy, and we're almost to the end of the 13 phases of PrescriptFit. So whether it's 3, 7, or 14 days, also mark that on your calendar. Now again, you're in the splurge phases, so you have 2 splurges per week. You're adding alcohol and beef and pork into your splurges, so you can vary that for the 8 per month that you have coming up. Plan those ahead. And we'll see you for phase 12.